Hey, I'm Matt Hudgins. He's Dave Mulvaney, and this is Profitability MD. Dave, how you doing today, buddy?
Matt, I'm doing great. How are you?
90 degrees in October doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yep. Fall is here.
Fall is here. It's supposed to be in the 80s in Atlanta, though, by Saturday. So maybe it's finally breaking. I don't know.
Perhaps.
What's it like down there in Jacksonville?
About probably 90. It feels like summer. So
yeah, feels like the Trump. All right, so we're going to call this one Why Your Marketing Message Matters. It's episode number 41. Can't believe it's 41. Why Your Marketing Message Matters. And so I've got a friend of mine, and I'll change all names and places to protect the witness. And so going back, we talked about it before, my little book, 45-minute business breakthroughs, 5 ways to grow a business. You get more leads, you get more at-bats, and you get more transactions from existing clients. In this scenario, this woman's a friend of mine, and she's a travel agent. And her goal is to get referrals from her referral network. People like me, people like you, her friends, her centers of influence. She wants to get referrals. Okay?
Okay.
So she's a travel agent. So she's putting on an event for travel. How about that? Let's call it put an event for travel. She sent me an email that she wants me to forward on to clients. And we actually had a discussion before she sent it, and the email comes and it's like terrible. It's just terrible. And so I thought maybe we could use some of our copywriting, your copywriting skills and our marketing skills, because you wouldn't open this email and I wouldn't open this email. You'd be like, oh, what the heck?
Okay, let's look at it.
All right, all the names have changed. We're going to use my wife's name, Patty, for the name for the guilty party. All right, so I will share my screen, and where's my little document in Word? There it is.
So we're gonna blame Patty on it. All right.
Yeah, we're blaming Patty. So can you see this? And I'm just going to read it out loud, but can you see it?
I can see it. Yes.
Okay. So it says the headline. The subject says Patty H. This was the person's name. Patty H. of Travel Company invites you to come hear about river cruises. That's the subject line of the email. Now, would you open that email? It says her name first. I don't care about you. I don't care about Patty.
Yeah, you're right on. So let's start with why headlines are so important. And that boils down to the fact that your headline has one job, and it is to get that email opened.
Right.
So I don't care if you have to say, this is why the river cruise ship sank.
Right.
Whatever you have to say, of course, you want to be legit and honest, but nobody, remember the context here is Patty wants you, Matt, to forward this to your clients.
Right.
But what I think you really have to do in a headline is you have to tell them what's in it for the reader, meaning what's the benefit? Okay.
Yes.
So
we talked about, we have this thing, I call it, there's 4-step formula for advertising: interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. So the interrupt is the headline. What is a catchy headline? This is not a catchy headline. This is XYZ Travel Company. This is Patty, the travel agent. I don't care about any of that. I care about, what you're going to do for me, like you said. So here's one that I came up with, and you can help me critique it and make it better. Okay. So I'll do my little headline. Here, I'm going to type it out. It says, create memories with your spouse, combining 2 of your favorite, I'll go back to passions. All right. Let's see. Combining is what I was trying to say there.
Oh, I got you. I knew what you were trying to say.
All right. So create memories with your spouse, combining 2 of your favorite passions. That's the headline, and that's the interrupt, right? And so you can critique it, but I'm telling you, behind that, it almost has that even sounds a little promiscuous. It even sounds a little promiscuous. Create memories with your spouse, combining 2 of your favorite passions.
What are your 2 favorite passions? You might have to say, okay, there's curiosity in there. That's good.
Right. So you can, other suggestions. That's the one I came up with. Create memories of your spouse, combining 2 of your favorite passions. Because I'll go ahead and tell you, this is unique river cruises that combine golf and river cruises, wine tasting in a river cruise, and health and fitness in a river cruise, right? So it's combining two passions, but we don't know that yet, right? You don't know that yet. You're just reading the headline. So you could critique that, add, subtract, or we could come back and edit it. But that was how.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, so not knowing what this letter says, so I'm
right. You just read the headline.
What you said, I think a lot of people would open it. But you also have to think about, okay, what is the result that people will get from this river cruise? What's the result? I mean, right. And I'd liken it to, people don't want a drill, they want a hole.
Yes.
Okay, people don't want a river cruise, they want some time away, they want maybe some relaxation, whatever. I mean,
part of it is a unique travel experience, as I think the message I'm trying to convince her that the marketing message should be. These are unique travel experiences. This isn't going and taking the Caribbean cruise line. Right?
Yeah,
these are high-end cruises that are river cruises with fancy wine tasting or fancy golf courses or fancy health, ride a bike from the next town. So it's got to be it's a unique experience, right? So here's where I was going with it. So I was going with create memories of your spouse, combining two of your favorite passions. Then I was going to get into the, instead of come learn about river cruises, I was kind of going to get into the education part, where I was going to say something like, why people are spending more money on experiences. So I found a great article that says 8 reasons why people spend more money on experiences, right? So you're trying to convince people, educate people on spending a lot more money on a cruise than they would for the cruise.
Okay.
So educate, an article on reasons people spend, I'm unstable again. Can you hear me still?
I got you. Yep.
Okay. 8 reasons. Instead, we could have, people are spending more money on experiences these days. Here are 4 of the reasons, right? And then you tell them, because you're kind of convincing them, right? You're educating them on why would you want to spend more money on one of my cruises than the Carnival cruise, right? So,
well, yes. And so one of the things that I would like to do so if let's just start with create memories with your spouse. Combining, that's a misspelling still.
Combing, yeah, okay.
Combing, that's fine. Combing 2 of your favorite passions. But I got you. I knew what you meant. Combining 2 of your favorite passions. So what we might want to do after that is, yes, people are spending more on experiences these days. Let's get some pain into this area. It could be because conventional cruise lines suck, or, I mean, you don't have to say it like that, that in our entertainment rich society, I'm just brainstorming now.
Yeah.
In our entertainment rich society, the desire to slow down and just enjoy an experience is probably more prevalent today than ever. And which is why you want to go on the highest rated river cruise in 2018.
Right.
So the pain is, people are constantly being bombarded. So coming around to slowing down, enjoying an experience. Now, she's just trying to get people to a seminar or something, right?
Yeah, just an event where the person's going to talk about how cool these cruises are. We're just trying to get you to come learn about these cruises and how awesome they are.
So let's look at some of her points. Let's scroll down into the body of the text here a little bit.
Yeah, so voted best cruise line, it's river cruise line in 2018. Explore international itineraries that combine 2 of your favorite passions: wine tasting and river cruising, golf and river cruising, wellness and river cruising. Wouldn't it be great to see inland waterways with a small group of people, less than 150, see destinations in a leisure, relaxing manner, enjoy learning about local lifestyle and culture. Then it goes just the basic when and where.
all right, I've seen these river cruises,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they are very cool. My wife and I have been looking at one, a New England one, very similar to this.
Okay.
I say very similar. I don't know that it's even remotely similar.
Well, yeah, these are European, like the Viking. Ever seen the Viking ads?
Okay.
It's not Viking Cruise Line. It's something else like AMA Cruise Line or something like that. So they're very, very high-end cruise lines. You know, most people are 65 and older with good, with well off. So the European cruise lines, it's not American.
Of course, I'm looking at all this going, man, I have to start over. Right. This is bad. See, and this is what I think this is what is so important and why your marketing message matters. What she's technically done here, we'll call her Patty.
Yeah, just use my wife's name.
Picking on your wife. What she's done is she's taken a lot of like features.
Yep.
And people don't buy features. They want, all right, river cruising. Okay, that's a feature. What do that's not the benefit. River cruising is not the benefit. Wine tastings, is not, that's a feature. I would focus on, okay, wine tasting. Tell me what kind of wine. Is it the finest Italian wine? Is it the finest French wine? Wine tastings means nothing.
Yeah, finest French wine. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Finest French wine, like Rhine region, we could even call it.
Yeah.
Finest French wine region.
Enjoy the French wine region while your husband, is off playing golf.
No, they're two different. That's two different ones.
Okay.
You're either doing the wine tasting and cruising, or you're doing golfing and cruising. So they'd be two different. That's why we couldn't cover all this in one thing. They're trying to cover those three different types of cruises at the event.
I see. Well, okay. So you're the finest French wine. Enjoy, floating down a lazy river while enjoying the finest French wine. Sipping on cheese, watching the sunset fall into the ocean. And with fewer than 150 people on the same boat, or you don't want to call it a boat, but you can get all those bullet points into a single sentence just about.
Yeah. Finest French wine region, floating down a river with fine luxury, with
while watching the sunset over the Alps. I have no idea what's in France. I've never been there.
Right. Watching the sunset with 100 of your closest friends, friends.
Yeah, on an uncrowded charter. How about?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good. So that could be finest French wine region while floating down. Imagine touring the finest French wine region while floating down the river in fine luxury, watching the sunset with 100 of your closest friends on an uncrowded charter. Yeah, we'll fine tune it, but that's pretty good. That's not bad.
It's actually, right? Yeah. I mean, we're getting there. I mean, that's the point of you when you're trying to write something. I think too many people take their marketing, like we said, why your marketing message matters. Too many take this message, this one email, they take it too lightly and they don't take the time to really think about it. And if you'll take the time to really think about this, you could increase your results 2, 3, 4, 500%. And so that's why your marketing message matters so much. All right.
So this is maybe what you do is you do a sentence for each of them, right? So maybe see yourself playing golf in exciting, picturesque locations after the round, floating down the river, enjoying a glass of wine with 100 of your closest friends.
Yeah. After playing your round, trade your golf bag for sandals and a wine glass, because you could say after your round, trade your clubs for a wine glass
for a wine glass
and the finest Italian wines or whatever.
And fine French wine, because we're going with 100 of your closest friends. It's almost like I almost
You know,
want to use
that,
the same.
I would say in an uncrowded, on an uncrowded deck of impeccably, I don't know, decorated, uncrowded deck of how many feet is the boat? You know,
I don't know. Yeah, 100.
300 foot. I don't know, 100 foot
I don't know, 100. I
private.
don't know what yeah.
Yeah, whatever. 150-foot boat. You can't
Yeah.
call it a boat, but you know,
It's a
yacht. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Probably yacht. Something like that.
So
Yeah.
we've painted pictures in both of these sentences where she
Yeah.
just said, come learn about a river cruise.
She just did an announcement, wine tasting and river cruising, golf and river cruising, wellness. Wouldn't it be great? You're right. So she was saying just the features as opposed to the what they're getting. Imagine Troy and French fine wine region floating down a river in fine luxury, watching the sunset 100 close to your friends, uncrowded. See yourself playing golf in exciting, picturesque locations. After the round, change your clubs for a wine glass and a fine French wine on an uncrowded deck.
Oh, how about eating cheese and crackers on an uncrowded deck, or eating French cheeses. I'm just,
No, I got it. Yeah.
after the French wine, and then you're sitting there with the wine and tasting. What do they call that? Testing. I don't know. But so get a.
So now I'm just going to put the last one in there. It's kind of like the get healthy with a bike ride or a hike in the French countryside during the day while kicking back on a luxury, we'll say yacht, luxury yacht, cruising to the next town, next village.
Yeah.
With your glass of wine, with your well-deserved glass of wine.
Glass.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. It isn't perfect. We're just trying to we're trying to show that it's better than just what we got. Right. So, and then you can get, my point was then you make the offer, right? So you're trying to interrupt with a good headline. Hey, create memories with your spouse, combining two of your favorite passions. That even might have a little promiscuous stuff to it. People are spending more money on experiences these days. Maybe talk about your pain, are you hectic, overwhelmed? We didn't talk about that, but we could throw in the pains, Is life hectic? Is life hectic, stressed? Need a break, right? This is where it hit some of the pain points. So people spend more money on experience these days because their life is hectic, they're stressed, they need a break.
Well, here, this is an area where you want to probably target your audience too. When you're talking about the pain, you might say, let's say, I would imagine on these type of cruises, you're probably targeting people in the 45 to, 60 range. I'm guessing.
It's actually 60 and older.
Okay, so
they're going to be successful executives or retirees that are traveling.
So you'd want to make reference to, it's time. The kids are gone. They're out of college. It's time to make, that, ignite your romance again on a, you know what I'm saying? You want to,
yeah.
It's time to, kids are gone. They're out of college. You've got money. Go and, ignite your romance again. Get it going. You can really put a lot into that, into the value of this by painting a picture in people's minds.
Yeah. So stuff like kids are gone. It's time to ignite your relationship again. Enjoy life. Rekindle your passion. You could say something like rekindle your childlike, what is a childlike, want to explore,
your desire to explore have you always wanted to explore Europe? Now's the time, a lot of people have a dream of going to Europe.
Yeah. Enjoy it while you're young. So a lot of my clients will say stuff like, we know we're going to travel a lot right when we early retire because, when I'm 80, I'm not going to want to go to Europe. When I'm 80, I'm not going to want to go to Australia. So their idea is, hey, I want to get out while I'm active and in good health and all my body parts are working and enjoy it and see it. And then they call it the go-go years. They call it the go-go, the slow-go, and the no-go. So when you retire, you got the go-go years when you're doing the cool travel stuff. And then it's the slow-go years when you're starting to visit grandchildren and stuff like that. And then you got the no-go years. And so you're older and you can't really travel and the grandkids come to you. So they call it the go-go, the slow-go, and the no-go. So we're trying to get the go-go people here.
Cool.
That's pretty good.
I think if Patty watches this, she'll get an idea of some.
Yeah. So you need a better headline, create memories with your spouse, combining two of your favorite passions. That even almost has a little combination. People are spending more experiences. We talk about interrupt and engage. We talked about pain, life is hectic, or rekindling relationships, enjoy life, desire to travel the world. The world, we could talk about, I referenced like go-go years. It's your go-go years.
Do people in that age group know that's what that means?
Yes, you start learning that lingo as you get there.
Okay, I wasn't familiar with it. Again, I'm not in the retirement industry, so I wouldn't necessarily recognize all the terms like that. But
they definitely know that, and that language starts to be, that's their language as they are retirement or hitting retirement.
That's their lingo, huh?
Yeah, go-go years. Yeah, it's kind of interesting though. Go-go, slow-go, no-go. It kind of makes sense, right? I mean,
yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Impression of my own parents. Entertain, slow down, enjoy, create memories, unique experiences, combine things you love. Then we get into, instead of just saying the wine tour and the cruise, we say you're creating a vivid, right? Imagine touring with the finest French wine while floating down the river in fine luxury, watching the sunset with 100 of your closest friends on an uncrowded charter. See yourself playing golf in picturesque locations. I
don't know if 100 of your closest friends would be even. I think that wouldn't be so positive. You might want to just say on an uncrowded charter. The more right. I think about that, I'm like, who's going to say my 100 closest friends? So maybe just
but as a cruiser, 6,000 people are some cruise ships. You see what I'm saying? So there's some numbers that cruisers know, right?
You're right there for sure.
Cruisers. So, but you're right. You could critique that.
Yeah. Well, we were just spitballing here pretty quickly. Now,
and then you get into the where in the wind. Like that's something that I would send out to my clients.
I think you'd want it. Now we're trying to get them to an event where they learn about this, right? So now we got to get to the offer. And by the way, most of the copy that I write, most of it, I start with the offer.
Good.
So I don't start with the headline. I start with the offer. And then I'm going to work my way back from the offer because the offer is what's going to solve the problem or make somebody's life better. So in most cases, you've got to know that is how am I going to make your life better or solve your problem? I don't know that maybe the problem here is that you're getting older and if you don't do this now, you might not ever do it. But how can I make your life better? I think is a lot easier to sell around this idea. Ultimately, these people, if you want to get into a room, the offer is not come learn about river cruises. The offer is come find out about how you're going to, about how to book your next river cruise, your next exclusive charter. I wouldn't even call it a river cruise. I'd call it an exclusive charter. You want to have it something that doesn't sound like you can get it from anyone else except for this person, Patty.
Right. Come find out how to book your next exclusive charter, or I'll say your unique experience. Like that's, I think the market she wants to pin herself as, what I'm trying to encourage her is unique experiences. This isn't just go on your cruise line. This is cool vacations.
Yeah. Unique experience is exclusive charter creates a picture.
Right.
Unique experience, I don't know if that creates a picture necessarily. It does for many, but it would be a different picture for each one. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
You want to try to get them to a picture that, see, this is why there's millions of copywriters, because everybody has different ways to convey a message. And this is what you do. You start with a message and then you tweak it. So
Right.
send an email out, do you get results? Well, you can change a word like exclusive charter or unique experience to exclusive charter. Do you get more opens? Do you get more click-throughs? Those are things you tweak.
Right.
But
Right.
you got to start with the result. And that's what we're doing. We're creating the result.
I like that.
So
that is something that I feel. So your offer is kind of a one-liner, two-liner. Come learn about, book your next exclusive charter, or learn about your unique experiences, or learn how to create your own unique experiences.
come to an invitation only. Is she going to offer a dinner, lunch?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Come to an invitation only. I mean, whatever she's going to call this event.
Yeah. Right. Come to an invitation only exclusive event. Find out how to book your next exclusive charter.
Yes.
Or your own exclusive charter, your own exclusive adventure.
Yeah. Adventure. I like that. Exclusive adventure sounds pretty darn good.
Or you could say unique adventure.
A once in a lifetime adventure. Experience. Once in a lifetime experience or adventure. Both words. Can we see that's where you can substitute words and
yeah. Right. And so my point being is we're summarized. We got a better headline. We got some better pain points and some better vivid, right? Education. Imagine touring the French wine, see yourself playing golf in a picturesque locations. Then our offer is a little more than, hey, come learn. It's more about come to an invitation only exclusive event, your own exclusive adventure, unique adventure, once in a lifetime experience. That's a better offer, right? And then it could have the where and the when, Thursday, yada, yada, yada.
Here's the thing, I think, Matt, that what you and I do really well is we take a marketing message and we make it a lot better, which means it's going to produce results. And if you work with Matt or you work with myself or you work with us together, like we come to one of our events, you're going to literally walk in with what you've got now. And we're going to help you not just create a marketing message, we're going to help you create an entire marketing system that you can grow your business exponentially. And that's why that's what we do well, is we look at, because ultimately most people don't take the time to focus on their marketing. They feel like if I get in front of somebody, I can sell them. When in reality, if your marketing is done correctly, this is why your marketing message matters, because if your marketing is done well, when you put the marketing in front of them, you won't have to sell. They'll pull out their credit card and they'll buy.
Pre-educated, what is it, Joe Polish? Like pre-educated, pre-motivated to make a purchase or something like that, he says.
You get them in the position where they're like, dude, take my money. What's that guy? Dude, take my money.
Right. The obvious choice. You become the obvious no-brainer choice is kind of what I call it. You're the obvious no-brainer choice. And so going back to, this is a good way for her, the travel agent, to get referrals from her existing network, existing clients, her friends, her centers of influence. But instead of just the basic, hey, forward on this email, this little invite, what would you open up? What would I open up? Let's get a little better verbiage, why your marketing message matters, that we can motivate and educate and motivate people to take action. Yeah, that actually sounds interesting. We didn't even talk about, do you attach some pictures? Do you attach a brochure to it? I don't know if that's needed or not needed, right? To entice you a little more. Like, I don't know what a AMA cruise looks like, right? River cruise looks like. Maybe you need a picture. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But that is something that I would feel, the letter we just worked on, I would feel much more comfortable sending that out to my clients and friends.
Yeah, and we just spitballed. I mean, we literally, but at the same time, I would probably want a series of, now granted, she's
even better. Yes.
Forward this to your friends. So, hey, would you mind forwarding this? Which I would say you have to have a tremendous, you talk about affiliate marketing, asking someone to forward a message. You want to make sure that message is going to come across as top notch.
Right. Exactly. top notch. You're saying a drip campaign where it could be send the same message 3 times to your list, or we could tweak it a little bit, or we could have had 3 different, one email. The first email just talks about the wine one. We could have the second one just talk about the golf one. And the third one talks about the health one. I mean, we could have done like a drip email sequence to people like me. You could ask me to send that same email out 3 different times. Hey, can you send it out, this Monday, next Monday, and the following Monday? Because my event is that Thursday.
I would never send my recommendation is never send the same email ever to the same person, ever.
Well, of course that is. You're a copywriter who gets paid to write more emails.
But
Joe Polish had this one where he sent the email at the same time, 5 different people. He just hand wrote, and now instead of 50, we've only got 40. Instead of 40, we only got 30. So he sent the same email like 5 times, but I understand your point. Yes.
So he sent the same email.
Yeah, that's like one of his famous stories was like one of the first consulting job he had, Joe Polish had. He said, what's worked for you in the past? And the guy said, we got this letter. I forget, it's like the vitamins guy. And he's got, I ordered a bunch of vitamins. I got extra truckloads of vitamins. I need to sell it. So I'm putting stuff on sale. And then we got, 50 truckloads. How'd that work? Well, we sold whatever, $100,000, $200,000. Great. Let's send it out again. Instead of saying you got 50, we got 40.
Well, I see where you're going. Okay. So that's a little bit, I will say
was scarcity. Yeah.
You'll find sometimes here's what I always say. If you see the same ad, whether you're reading the Wall Street Journal or if you see the same ad and it's been running for a long time, it's working.
It must be working. Yes.
So that's where I separate like an ad from an email, although an email can be an ad. So if you get something that's working, you could overuse it. I like to use a sequence. Like almost every one of my emails, at the end, I open a loop.
Okay.
So I always open a loop at the end of the email, if it's a marketing email. And I say, so I've just taken you through this whole thing. And then I say, now, I don't have time now, but I want to tell you about the one thing that's going to make all the difference in your market. I just told you how to do this. But right. I don't have time to tell you the one thing you need to know to make that all work. And then it makes people go to the next email, and then you read that, and then you say, oh, and by the way, you need one other thing, or tomorrow I'm going to tell you about how you can get this in front of people at very low cost. And so it
continues the conversation.
Yeah, my friend Doug Pugh, he does this very well, and he's got a series where he talks about how 18 emails. His wife was in a network marketing company, and he was just getting into copywriting, and they never had a honeymoon. And he wrote this 18 email sequence where he opened the loop at the end of them, and they sold enough that they won the first place prize for a network marketing company, and they got their trip to Hawaii. And it's a really cool story. But he opened a loop on the end of each email, 18 emails. So how important is emails? In 18 emails, he was able to get his wife to executive status in a network marketing company. So my point is 18 emails. I mean, people are struggling to try to get customers. And here's a guy who wrote 18 emails, similar to what we just talked about, finding the pain points and showing other than benefits. I mean, showing the benefits and not the features. And you can win your contest or whatever you're trying to go.
Yeah. That's a great point. You could turn it. That is so creative that you're taking not just this announcement for whatever the sale you're having, but you're creating an adventure that you're going to take these people on a trip. They're going to go through a trip through your email sequence. That's that's really creative. I like that.
And I think I've heard it called a Seinfeld sequence before.
Right.
Because at the end of most Seinfeld shows, they put that in there. The writer put that in there. So you always want to watch the next episode.
Right.
And, if you ever notice, it doesn't matter if you're watching Netflix or anything. It starts out, remember, in the last episode.
Yeah.
Go through that because in the last episode, it pointed to right now. So they got to bring you back to the spot. So you want to consider your emails the same way or your marketing the same way. I want to get you to a spot, and I want to make sure that you want to read the next thing that I put out or watch the next video or whatever it is. And then I might go back to that to put you in the same thought process. Tony Robbins does that really well too.
He does that really well. You're exactly right. All right, so this was episode 41, Why Your Marketing Message Matters. You and I took down a marketing message and tried to recreate it, interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. You always say you start with the offer, which I thought was very insightful. And you want to create anticipation and create a desire for somebody to come to the event. And that's how, when you're writing this stuff, you should view it as, what would I look at? What would you look at? What would motivate me to go to the event, or even read the email, for goodness sakes, right? At least get me to open it, right?
The headline, the subject line is the only thing going to make you open that email. So that's
the only thing that's going to matter. That's exactly right. The only thing that's going to matter is the headline of that email.
The most important thing that you're going to write in that email is the subject line, because if they don't open it, no one will see what you wrote.
No one will see it.
You could send blank all the way along.
That's right. All you care about is them opening it.
Yeah, because if they don't open it, it doesn't matter what's in it. So
you're lost. All right, man. Good episode. Tell us where we can find you.
Find me at davidmulvaney.com, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn at David Mulvaney. How about you?
I'm at Matt Hudgins at LinkedIn, and then I got my 10xprofitblueprint.com, 10x Profit Blueprint. There's actually some great videos and email sequences on there as well. So it's kind of cool.
Coming soon will be the Profitability MD podcast. Actually, we're going to be getting it onto iTunes. So that's coming soon. If you like what you learned today, subscribe to our channel, comment below, let us know what you'd like us to, a subject you'd like us to cover, or something you're struggling with, maybe in marketing, maybe in building wealth, what have you.
Ask us a question, be a guest. Yeah, we're starting to broaden it out.
Yeah. If you want to be a guest on the show, just you can connect with us through YouTube channel, and we'll get you an email, and we'll have a discussion with you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Matt, you too. Thanks. Take care.